Hi, welcome to Seco Direct. With this show, we always try to keep you up to date with the prevailing trends that go about with diseases, wellness, and over the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about how we can age with grace, dignity, and vitality. I'm your host, Tiwa, and with this show today, we're going to talk about how mental wellness ages over the years. See you soon. So, as we age, our bodies, our minds, they usually go through various changes. Now, we've spoken about how nutrition can help impact those changes. Maybe, as we know, aging is a biological process. So, we've spoken about how nutrition can help that process become much more favorable for you. We also today have to speak to how mental wellness is equally essential. In today's episode, we'll discuss how mental health for older people or older adults is very, very important. We explore the common challenges. We talk about the different types of health that we need to maintain when it comes to aging. And also, we give practical tips as to how maintaining wellness can occur. So, what does good mental health do? Like for everyone, not even only old people today. What does it do for everyone in particular? Good mental health can help improve your quality of life. It helps with your friendships, your families, your colleagues at work. It helps with how you train, how you exercise. It's not only about the absence of illness, because a lot of people usually look at bad mental health as the typical things they hear, things like depression, things like bipolar disorder being angry or being angry one time and then being happy the next, being impulsive. So the typical mental disorders or mental illness for the common man, the most common that people usually look to is depression. So it is not having good mental health or good mental well-being is not only solely on the absence of depression, but rather it's about finding joy, finding purpose, finding that meaning in life as you age. Because mental and cognitive health is also based on your ability to think and remember clearly. So we can break these things down to various aspects. We have the cognitive health. When we say cognitive, we mean the ability to recognize something, to recognize a concept, to recognize a sentence, to recognize the words that are being spoken to you and how you speak them back, to think about these words, to learn them and to remember them and to tell the person that has told you these words what they mean. We also have motor function. When we say motor, we mean locomotion, we mean movement. We mean how can we make and control movements, including how you balance. Then when we say emotional function, this is what is entails in the word. It's how we interpret and respond to emotions. How do we respond to positive emotions? How do we respond to negative emotions? When we say tactile function, with tactile itself, that's touch. How do we feel and respond to sensations? How do we feel when we have pressure, when we feel pain, when we have increased temperature? These are the different ways, the different aspects of brain health that we can speak about, which is the cognitive health, the motor health, the emotional health, and as well as the tactile function. Now, your brain health can actually be affected by diseases, by things that actually impact it directly. For instance, if you had a traumatic brain injury, that's a direct impact on your brain. When I say traumatic brain injury, it typically means, for example, motor accidents, falls where you land on your head, for instance. When there's a direct impact on your brain, that can actually affect you mentally as you age. Now, things also like stroke. Now, we've spoken about hypertension in the past and how its complications can include stroke. So, in terms of a mental well-being, we have to understand that your physical and your mental well-being usually intertwine and work in hand in hand. So, whenever you are proactive in your healthcare management or how you perceive your health, you are always in the right track to make sure that when you stop something at its roots, it helps affect the rest of your body positively. So one of the first thing that you have to do is to make sure you engage in something that is lifelong. Make sure you have a lifelong learning. If it is to learn a new hobby, for instance, my grandma at the time started learning how to play guitar, which, and this was like at the age of like 74, 75. You understand? So that's a new hobby that will take a while to learn, because, cognitive, having to do your motor functions, making sure that you press a guitar as it's meant to be. It's a very slow, very, complex process. So because it has those many things that will have your brain thinking of what this, the next thing to do, the next thing to touch, the next thing to press, that will help your brain stay active. Another thing, my grandpa used to love reading the newspaper and playing the crossword puzzles at the back. And that is one thing that people need to learn how to do. Doing those crossword puzzles, because those crossword puzzles usually have these little nuggets of, general word knowledge. You always see, across, 7 across, who is the president of Nigeria, who is the vice president of this. So it keeps you, those two things, it keeps you in the know of what is happening around you. And it also keeps your mind sharp to make sure that you actually understand what is happening around you. Doing puzzles, doing Sudoku. Sudoku, for instance, also helps with your numbers, helps with your maths, helps with your perception of what is missing, helps you with your complex solving, puzzle solving. So that also helps to keep your brain engaged. Reading and writing, as I've said before, make sure that you do these things regularly to just keep your brain engaged. As I said in the beginning, your physical and your mental health are very connected. So as we do regular physical activity to boost your mood, your regular physical activity will always help boost your mood. You can ask people that exercise a lot how they feel after they finish exercising. It's a rush. It's always a rush of endorphins, a rush of feeling good, feeling nice about yourself, especially when it's just running, walking. Because as you age, you are always going to get surprised as to how much you can still do at your age. When you can walk for long, move for long, see how much you can still lift at an older age. There are people that I know that their 50s, their 60s that still play tennis. And tennis is a very, very physically tasking game to play. So you have to understand that these type of things, this type of engagements that you get in, not only really keep your brain active, they keep you physically active to help boost your mood. Another element to managing your mental wellness is to manage stress. How do we do this? You have to be mindful of everything. You have to seek to meditate to help you, manage your stress. You have to be actively involved in managing your stress. Deep breathing exercises, they help. Long, deep breaths, exhaling, they always help in making sure that you are even keeled. Most of the time at this period, what can cause stress for you when you are younger, there's a lower threshold that will help, that would also occur when you're older. Things that normally wouldn't stress you when you were young, now as you're older, you find yourself snatching at them. You have to make sure that you're mindful to make sure that that doesn't become something that happens more regularly. Seek support. No man is an island, no woman is an island. Having a community will always help push you through any mental struggles and help you have better mental wellness. And now let's even talk about the most importantly, we need to talk about sleep. Sleep, you have to establish a routine. You have to be like, okay, by 7 p.m., I want to be on my bed, even if I know that I would wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. The fact is, 8 hours of sleep is what is recommended. The more you sleep, establish a routine, there's a way the body works. If your body understands that you want to sleep at a particular amount of time or particular time, you just start noticing that by 8, maybe say 8 is when you want to sleep, you just start noticing that at that 8 p.m., you just start yawning. Start yawning all the time. But before you get to that yawning point, you have to train yourself that, okay, I'm on my bed by 8:30, so that your body starts to understand your patterns, starts to understand that this is what you want your body to do. Whenever you want to help your body out, your body responds positively. When you say, okay, I want to sleep at 8, your body will want to sleep at 8. Secondly, create a relaxing environment. make sure that before you even say, okay, I want to sleep at this particular time, make sure your bed is well laid, everything is set up very nicely. Nowadays a lot of people do this scented candles in their rooms, so they can just give an ambience. Some even make sure that they put on the AC to the cool there, so that once they enter their room, they just feel chilled and down, like, okay, let me just enter my cover and rest. So create that relaxing environment so that your body knows that, okay, when I'm entering this particular place, so I know that it's time for me to sleep. And thirdly, limit your screen time. We're in the modern era where everything is at the touch of a button. We want to make sure that we're looking at our phones all the time. Every time we always be like, if I leave my phone for a bit, somebody can text me something important. It's not every 7 or 8 p.m. that somebody wants to be texting you something important. And even at that, you have to find time for yourself. You have to put yourself first in all of this, because that important news has to meet somebody that is willing to have it on their table. Because sometimes if you're not well rested, that important news, you can react to it negatively, and that might lead to much more negative things coming across. So give time for yourself, limit your screen time, so that at least you can enjoy the relaxing environment that you've kept for yourself and the routine that you've established. And lastly, stay active. When you're doing this regular activity, keeping yourself as tired as possible when you are doing your regular activity and everything. If your body is tired and you take that shower, your body is feeling cool and nice to enter that relaxing environment under your established routine for you to rest. So do you see how everything intertwines with each other? This is how you have to be mindful and very proactive about how you want to sleep. So now, in summary, maintaining mental wellness, it covers a whole lot of things that you need to make sure are on point. You have to make sure that you're socially connected. You have to keep your mind active with your games. You have to make sure you have a community so that you can help push along. Establish having great hobbies. Make sure you do have a good physical health. Maintain your stress effectively and have good sleep. Here at Seco Direct, we always embrace aging with grace, with dignity and vitality. And we know that when you do all these things that we've stated out, you're going to go through your aging process very, very well. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. If you have anything that you want us to know, or you have any questions that you want us to go through, don't forget to comment on this comment section below. Till the next time, I bid you adieu.